Well, good morning. We're back here at 9:15. Today is World Down Syndrome Day. The date, March 21st, 321, symbolizing the triplication of the 21st chromosome, which causes Down syndrome. And in Minnesota, about 4,000 people have Down syndrome.
Sarah Kerfman is with the Down Syndrome Association of Minnesota, joining us today to tell us a little bit more about the group. And she's joined by her son, Felix. Felix, can you get wave to everybody at home?
Can you say hi?
Give him a little wave. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Good job, dude. Nice work. Sarah, tell us about yourself.
I work for a statewide organization called the Down Syndrome Association of Minnesota. As you can tell, I'm a mom to a kiddo with Down syndrome as well as two other kids. I've been with the organization a little over 6 years, so this is my 7th World Down Syndrome Day with the organization.
Tell folks at home the importance of having a day, recognizing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is if you go out, let's say to Target or anywhere else and see advertisements today, you're seeing a lot more people with disabilities, but that's not how it was, you know, just a few decades ago. So I think the importance of the day is, first of all, just to show that our community has many, many people with Down syndrome in it, and then also to raise some of the issues or barriers that they might face when they're looking for school education or getting a job in the community or living in the community or whatever it might be.
Are there some specific things that are happening today?
Yeah, so actually right after here, I'm joining Special Olympics in Minnesota at the Capitol, and then we're actually at the Capitol next Tuesday. We have a party in Duluth today, a party in central Minnesota tomorrow, and a party in Bloomington on Sunday. I'm going to be in Prior Lake. The city of Prior Lake is doing a party because an employee who works there has a child with Down syndrome. So lots of stuff happening
busy
today.
Weekend for you.
Busy weekend, yeah.
Talk a little bit more about the association here in Minnesota, because I found this really unique that everyone who works with you has a personal connection to someone with Down syndrome.
Yes, so we have about a dozen employees, and 10 of the 12 have a loved one with Down syndrome. Either, actually, in all cases, it's a child. What we have actually found is we have a pretty flexible and part-time, in a lot of cases, work environment. And these are a lot of parents that have been placed out of work because of just the flexibility and the extra time needed. And so we've been able to attract some really wonderful talent because of that. So there's much more flexibility in a part-time environment.
Well, and I like the idea too that one of the things you told our producer is that when people are finding out the news that maybe they're going to have a child with Down syndrome, they don't really know where to go. They don't really know the questions to ask. And you kind of said, like, there's no question that's off limits because we've had all those questions.
Yes, so we pride ourselves in, no matter where you are in the journey, you can find out about your child's Down syndrome diagnosis while you're still pregnant or right after birth. And I'm still here, bud.
He likes being on TV. He goes where the camera is.
He does. And so that is one of the things we pride. There's no question that's off limits, right? So there's a million things going through your head when you first get that diagnosis. And so ask us anything, right? You can't offend us. We've been trained. And also know that you're talking to a parent that's been through it. And so please, ask those questions.
Well, I think it's really important, no matter what it is, whether it's Down syndrome or XYZ, when people first get some news like that, the first thing they do is go down the rabbit hole on their stupid phone, and it's telling them all kinds of things. And to have a real person to talk to who's been through that, I think that is just one of the most important things.
And we do run a 365-day-a-week, hotline, if you will, for that. You can get that news at any time, right? And so hopefully before they dive down the rabbit hole. I think one of the other hard things is that there's been so much that has changed in the last 3 or 4 decades that depending when the medical professional or person who gave you the news was trained, things have changed. And so being able to answer questions of what it is like today to be a parent, I think is super important.
This is going to sound like a silly question to you, but what kind of things have changed?
So the life expectancy, first of all, in 1984, it was 29 years old, and it is people with Down syndrome are living into their 60s now. So in just 4 decades, the way I like to
That's
say
remarkable.
it. Yeah.
Is there a specific reason for that?
So there's a couple things. The first, there's been significant medical advances. There's been significant medical advances, but also institutions closed, so people are living in community. IDEA and other, it was only 1975 when they passed the act to allow kiddos with Down syndrome and other disabilities to go to public school.
Sure.
So there's just a whole bunch of change that has happened in that time.
less of kind of medical development, but more of an environmental
Totally.
change and that makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah. There's been a huge environmental change. So this is the first time in the world that we have 3 generations of people with Down syndrome alive.
What I also think is really cool is that there are a lot more actors and actresses,
Yeah.
and there's so much more visibility to help show people that just because that's the diagnosis that it should not limit them.
Yeah, and what I love is we're seeing a lot more adults, right? We've always seen the kids
Yeah.
and the babies and the cute first graders, but we're seeing a lot more adults, and so that's what there are people of all ages with Down syndrome. Yeah.
What would you like people's takeaway message to be today on Down Syndrome Day?
One, that they're happy, hyper kids. Hey, you doing good?
Go.
Okay,
Go,
say
Mom.
hi. Okay, and then
It's a seal. Here, come over here. I'll show it to you while your mom's talking. Come here.
that I do think the life expectancy piece is probably one of
Yeah.
the biggest things, in that we have adults with Down syndrome. So people with Down syndrome are full and complete people. They grow into adulthood. They want careers. They want the same lives that you and I do, and that's probably the biggest message for us to share today on World Down Syndrome Day.
Well, Sarah, thank you for coming in. Felix, thank you for coming in.
Say you're welcome. Yeah, I'm too
Nice to meet
fascinated.
you, buddy.
Felix, can you wave to the
One
camera
more
right
wave
here?
right there.
Look
Right
over
there.
Right there.
Say bye.
Bye.
Nice to meet you guys. Thanks
Thank
for coming.
you so
And by the
much.
way, thank you for bringing Felix
Yeah.
and being able to multitask, parent and talk all at the same time. So
Thank you.
I'd like to
Very
present
well
you with this seal.
Exactly.
And we'll put a link with more about the Down Syndrome Association for you here in Minnesota at minnesotalive.com.